Okay, so Sugar CRM is a cloud-based software solution for your CRM needs. All you need to log into Sugar CRM is a URL, an ID, and a password. So let's jump right in. I'm going to be logged in as Jim Brennan. He is the VP of Sales for our organization, and so Jim has to not only manage his own deals and his own pipeline, but Jim has a team that he is also managing. So when you log into Sugar CRM, it's going to take you to your home dashboard. And as you can see, Jim's view, he has a shot of his pipeline, which he can see his team and all of the deals that they have in their pipeline, but he can also easily select his own deals, what he has in his own individual pipeline. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can get a little more granularity on individual deals that are in the company's pipeline. Again, he can see his whole team's pipeline, but he can also, if he wants to just drill down to his own deals in particular, he could do this from this dashlet. And I won't spend a whole lot of time going over the, what we're looking at on our dashboard, but I do want to point out that the dashboards on Sugar CRM are where you're going to spend the majority of your time. And so it is very important to have information that is critical to your job function on your dashboard. So Jim, as you can see, he has his open leads, and he also can track the tasks that his team is performing as well as his own tasks on a daily basis. And he can also see meetings and calls that they have going on. He can check out what his team has going on. He can see calls that some of his team members have on their schedule and on their calendar. But he can also track his own calls and track his own meetings from his My Planned Activities dashlet. And his activity stream will tell him any activity that is going on with any of his accounts within Sugar CRM. So if a record changes on any of his accounts, he's going to see that in his activity stream. This is very, very helpful. And further in the demonstration, you'll see how this activity stream can give him really great visibility into what's going on with his accounts and with his clients in Sugar CRM. But what we want to do is I want to show you guys how easy it is to customize your dashboard using Sugar CRM. So Jim wants to see a couple more metrics on his dashboard. So when he logs in the morning, he can see, not just his opportunities and what his team has going on, but maybe he wants to see a metrics of his leads, maybe a metrics of some of his calls by his team, and then maybe he might also want to see cases. If he's creating new business, creating new opportunities, building new clients, he may want to be able to manage and see and track what's going on with like his customer service side. He wants to make sure that his customer service team is also doing their job and taking care of these customers that he's worked so hard to earn. So what Jim can do to customize this dashboard, simply go to the top right of the screen and select the action drop down, select edit, and if I scroll down, I can add a role. And what it'll allow me to do is add a Sugar dashlet. And if I scroll down, I'm going to click Save Reports and Chart Dashlet. And then I'm going to select a Leads by Status by Rep. And I want to see the total of leads. And then in my Y-axis, I want to see the status of those leads. And in my X-axis, I just want to see account. I'm going to hit Save. And now I can see all of the leads that I have stored in Sugar CRM. I have 169. I can see who they are assigned to, and I can also see the status that they're currently sitting in. So I would like to see how many calls my team are making. So calls are a very good way to generate new business. So let's say Jim wants to see very specifically, his team and how many calls they're making. So it's very easy to also add a chart dashlet to track that as well. So we're going to go to the same place. We're going to add a dashlet called Calls by Team by User. So I can just quickly search Calls by Team by User, and there it is. I want to select the total. On my y-axis, I want the team name, and on my x-axis, I just want to count. I'm going to hit save. And if I come down, and let's say your organization is broken up maybe by region, so you can kind of think of a team name as a region. So the West region is doing really, really well, and that includes Max, Sally, and Sarah. And you know they're working very hard. It shows that they're making a lot of calls. And the East team, you know, I could probably follow up with some of these folks and set a higher expectation in terms of how many calls they should be making to develop new business. And then the last one I wanted to add was a open cases by user by status. So like I said, Jim wants to make sure that the customer service piece is working, you know, accordingly. So he's going to come in here and he's going to add a cases dashlet. So again, all I have to do is type in case, and I can see open cases by user by status. Let's select that. Select my criteria, hit save. And now I can see all the open cases by user, and it gives me a lot more visibility in terms of not only, you know, my opportunities now, I can also see how my users are reaching out to try to create new business. You know, I can see how they're trying to generate new business from new customers, which is captured in this lead by status by rep. And I can also see how my customer service team are doing in terms of retaining this new business that we've worked hard to earn. The last thing I'm going to add on to this dashlet is, as you can see, I've got my open leads. This is just a list view of all the open leads that we have in Sugar CRM. Let's say Jim wants to see a similar list view like this, but with open opportunities. So it's very, very easy to do. So I'm going to add a Sugar dashlet, and this time I'm going to add a list view. So I'm going to then select opportunities, and we're going to call this all open opportunities. And I want it to display 10 rows of data. And then I want to set a filter on it to just open opportunities. So I'm going to scroll down to the sales stage, select is not any of, closed won, or closed lost. So this is going to tell me, this is going to show me all of my opportunities that are open, that are in the pipeline. If it's closed lost or it's closed won, it's no longer in the pipeline because we either got the business or we lost it. I want to see what business is out there that we can still achieve. So now I'm going to hit save, and it's going to take me back to my home page. And now I can see that I have all my open leads, so I have a really quick way to access any of these opportunities and check into any details that I want to check into. And if I scroll over, I can sort it by expected close date. So it's going to show me all the opportunities that are closest to being closed, or I could sort it by probability, you know, the ones that are like nearest to close in terms of the probability of them closing. So again, it gives you great visibility in terms of your opportunities. And again, wherever you see a hyperlink, that means you can click into the record and see the details of the record. So if I wanted to see the details of this opportunity, wait, let me save this home dashboard before I move away from it. So I've saved my dashboard. So now I can click into all open opportunities, and it's going to take me to sort of a business card view and give me all the details that I would want to be able to see in regard to this opportunity. So I could see, you know, the likely amount that the opportunity is worth, and the best and worst case scenarios, the probability, where it is in the sales stage. And if I scroll down, I can see all of the related records that are in regard to this opportunity. So if I scroll down, if it's an opportunity that is close to being closed, I would expect to see a lot of calls being made in regard to this opportunity. I would expect to see a lot of meetings, maybe some tasks. I would expect to see contacts. You know, these are some of the things that's very easy to track when you're looking at an individual opportunity record. You can do it all from the same page layout, which is really, really great and useful and unique to Sugar CRM. So I'm just going to hit save. We'll pop back out to the home page. And the next thing I want to show you guys is the global search feature in Sugar CRM. This is a really great feature that would allow you to search across all of your databases in Sugar CRM for whatever record you're looking for. So say, for example, if I were to type in green, I'm looking for a company called Green Tractor Group Limited. If I type in green, or let's say I wasn't sure what record I was looking for, it's going to search across all your databases or all of your modules. So for example, it's going to, if I type in green, it's pulling up the company that I'm looking for, but it's also going to pull up the opportunities related to that company. And if I have any contacts that has the word green in it, it would pull them up too. So again, it's a keyword search that's going to pull across all of your databases. And you can also limit this search. So for example, if I knew I was looking for just a company in my database that started with green, I could limit it to just the accounts module and search just that database. So it's very simple and easy to search all of your records with one global search in Sugar CRM. And so now what I want to show you guys is where your data is contained, where it's stored. So when you're looking at the top bar up here, you're going to see a lot of modules. Any of these drop downs that you see up towards the top of the page layout, these are all modules. These are referred to as modules. The four that you're going to use the most and where the majority of your data will be stored is going to be in the accounts, which are your customers, the contacts, which are just the individual contacts that you interact with via Sugar CRM, the opportunities, which are basically just the deals in your pipeline, and then leads. These are new logos. This is new business, companies that you have not done business with. It can be an individual, it can be a company. And I just want to spend a little bit of time with you kind of showing you what features are stored within each of these modules. So if you select the drop down, you can easily add a new company or account directly from this drop down. So if I were to select this, a drawer will pop down and I can quickly add any new account or company data in here, save it, and my new company is saved into Sugar CRM. You can also see that from this drop down, I can go to a list view of all my accounts. And this is just going to bring up all the accounts that we have stored in Sugar CRM. So this would be all of our customers, all right here. And as I mentioned before, when you see a hyperlink, that means you can click in and see and view the details of that record. So I'm going to go back up and look at our drop down. You'll also notice there's a view account reports. So I could see any kind of report that is related to the accounts module. And with Sugar, they have a lot of reports that come out of the box. So across all of these modules, you have the same sort of functionality. I could create a contact. I can view a list view of my contacts, look at any contact reports. And the same with opportunities, the same with leads. And you'll also notice, you'll see this little clock next to a record down here. This is a record to your most recently viewed opportunity. So if I were to click that would take me back to an opportunity that I had recently viewed. So I want to spend a little bit of time just kind of looking at the list view under my contacts under my clients, my companies. So from this list view, like I told you before, if you click into a hyperlink, it's going to take you to the details of your company. And again, I can see industry, the type of customer it is. If I scroll down, if I can get an address, or if I needed to make a phone call, I can quickly just grab the phone number right there and make a quick call. I can see who the client is assigned to. I can see what salesperson that the client is assigned to. And if I scroll down, as I told you before, you have calls. I can see meetings in regard to this company. I can see any notes. And again, where you see hyperlinks, you can click into it and look at the details of that record. So what I would expect to see with a customer in Sugar CRM, if I'm in a customer record, which I am right now, I would expect to see opportunities. The more opportunities that there are in here means, the more business we're doing with this customer. So in this case, I see 5 opportunities. That's a good thing. That means we're doing a lot of business, and I could view any of these opportunities in regard to this customer. And I can also view any cases. If we're having customer service issues with a particular client, I can view that from this client record, all from the same page layout. And as you look to the right of your page layout, I can also see that there's opportunity metrics to kind of give you a nice visual of what's going on in terms of opportunities. I can see I have 4 active, and I have 1 that I've already closed, and it'll give me the dollar amount. And I can also see the dollar amount that's sitting in our pipeline. And I can also view details in open cases that are pending input. If I scroll down a little bit further, I can see any planned activities in regard to this particular client. So a lot of information that's kind of visualized in a really nice way to the right of your screen. But again, to the left, it gets as granular as you want, so you can see all of the detail that you would want to see on a particular client. And that's really the same sort of layout that you could view across all of these modules or across all of these databases. So like right now I'm in contacts, and instead of me going into a specific contact record, let's just say I'm looking for a quick phone number. So all I want to do is just grab that phone number. Sugar will allow you to quickly access that data. You don't have to click into the record, but what you can do is just click this little eyeball, and it's going to bring up the business card of whoever the contact is you're looking for. So if I wanted to see their title, the company that they work for, and get a phone number, I can quickly and easily do that, and I can just go right on through my list, find the numbers that I need to find the email addresses that I need to find. It's quick and easy. Very nice feature that Sugar offers, and that works across all of these modules. So if I'm in opportunities and I want to just get a quick look at the opportunity detail, I click this little eye, and again, it's going to show me the opportunity name, the sales stage, the expected close date, and then the likely amount that the deal will be worth. So I'm going to pop back out now to our home page, and what I'm going to give you now is a quick demonstration of a lead to closed won opportunity and how that kind of works using Sugar CRM. So let's say Jim, he gets an email that there's a potential new customer, new logo, what he would call a lead on a new customer that we think that we can do business with. So a quick and really easy way to just quickly add this using Sugar CRM, click this little plus button up at the top right of your screen, create new lead. And it's going to give you a quick drop down. And our lead is John Smith. John Smith is the CEO of ABC Inc. And we don't have to enter all of the details. We can always enter that later. Maybe we'll give them a number, a phone number, and then we're good to go. We'll say that this contact came across, via we'll just say a cold call. And then we're going to save this record. So as you'll notice, it takes me right back out to my home page, and if I scroll down, I can see John Smith is one of my new leads. He's an open lead, and I can see that John is that is a lead that needs to be nurtured. So what I can do now is click right into John Smith, and I'm gonna set up a phone call to just introduce John Smith to Oasis. So I am in the lead record, which is John Smith right now. So if I want to scroll down, I can quickly just add a call and schedule a call with John, and we'll just call it Intro to Oasis. And we'll schedule this call for tomorrow. And then all we have to do, you can add any description that you want, but we know it's just an introductory call. So we're going to hit save. And if I pop back out to my home screen, I can click over to my calls. I can see on my schedule now I have an intro to Oasis that will take place in 1 day, that this call will take place tomorrow. All right, so we're going to fast forward a little bit. We're going to say that the call went really well. So we're going to edit the call. We're going to set it to held, and then we'll just add a little note. We'll say the call went well, and that the client or the prospect is interested in doing business. Next step, schedule demo. And then we'll just hit save. And then we'll also add this. So we've got a description. So I want to add this as a note. Okay, let me back out of here. Go to John Smith. So I can see my call has been held. And let's say I want to add a note on this call. There it goes. I'll hit save. And now I can see that note in regard to the call that was just that has just taken place. So if I pop back out to my home screen, at this point, and let's say we uncover a few things on the call. Let's say that the client is definitely interested, in doing business. We determine that on the call. So that would tell me that this particular prospect or this particular lead is ready to be converted. So I'm going to go back into the lead record, and I'm going to hit edit. And then, I'm just going to hit the drop down that you see right here next to edit, and I'm going to hit convert. And what Sugar will automatically do is go ahead and create a contact for John Smith. So John Smith is no longer he's no longer a lead in Sugar CRM. He is now a contact, and it's automatically going to create an account and make ABC Inc. a customer. And at this point, you now have the opportunity to create an opportunity. So we'll call the opportunity Oasis Sugar CRM, and we'll say that the expected close date will be April 1st, and we'll say that we are in the stage of, the next step is a demo, so we can say, we can set this to a stage called, perception analysis. And we'll say that the likely amount of the deal is worth $20,000. And so now I think we can go ahead and save and convert. Create the opportunity, save and convert. And now Sugar has converted John to a contact. If I come back out to my home page, I can see John is no longer on my open leads. So and then now I should be able to type in John in my global search and find them. Set this to contacts. Okay. Or I can just access John from the contact database, which is just as easy. And so now what I want to do is go to ABC Inc., which is the company that John works for, and I want to view the opportunity, the Oasis Sugar CRM opportunity. And let's say we now want to set up a meeting. We're going to do a demo for this client. So it's very easy, just from the opportunity record. I can easily just go into Sugar CRM's opportunity record and set up this meeting. So I'm going to click the little plus. We're going to call this meeting Oasis demo of Sugar CRM. And we're going to set this demo up for Friday the 31st. And if all goes well, we'll be able to close this deal. So we'll say it's scheduled. No need to fill in any of the other information. And so now I can see my meeting is on the calendar, and it's set for this Friday, the 31st. So if I pop back out to my home dashboard, I'm just going to do a quick refresh. If I view my team, scroll down. Oh. Let's see if we can see my opportunity. I'm going to set the expected close date. And there's my new opportunity. So again, depending on how you filter your list views on your home page will determine where your opportunity or where your lead is on the list view. So just kind of keep that in mind. But let's say, for example, we're going to fast forward a little bit. And if I come up here, I can see that I have my demo set up for this Friday. I can also see that on my planned activities. So if I click into the Oasis demo for Sugar CRM, I can edit it, and we'll fast forward. We'll say that the meeting was held and the meeting went well, and that they would like to move forward with the purchase. So we are going to save this meeting since it was held. I'm going to go back to my home page, and I want to go back down to my deal, my opportunity, and now I want to set my opportunity to closed won. So it's very easy to do that. So again, what we've done, we had a lead that came across. This was not anyone we've ever done business with before. It was just an individual. We nurtured that lead by calls, emails, and then we determined that that lead was interested in doing business. And at that point, we converted the lead into a contact. We converted the company that they represent into an account, and then we created an opportunity during that transaction. And the opportunity, again, is just the deal that is on the table. And we did a demo. They liked the demo. They're ready to close the deal. So what we're going to do is just set the sales stage to closed won. We'll hit save. And then it will remove that deal from the pipeline. And if I come back down here, I can see that that opportunity is no longer existing in my opportunity list view. So again, that's sort of the lead to closed won opportunity process. And so, and also you'll notice up here as well with the My Activity stream, all of these transactions, all of this, creating of the new lead, creating of the company, setting up the opportunity, creating the meeting, all of this is captured on the My Activity stream. So, all this recent activity is right in front of Jim, and he can kind of see what's been going on with all of his accounts, with all of his opportunities, with all of his leads. So the last thing I'm going to show you is, we mentioned that Jim was sort of interested in seeing what's going on with customer service. So the last thing I'm going to show you is how to create a case and how customer service kind of looks like using Sugar CRM. So to do that, I'm going to switch to another user, Sally Bronson. She's a senior account rep. I'm going to log in as Sally. And let's say Sally gets a phone call that there's an issue with the deal that Jim just closed for ABC Inc. So what Sally is going to do is she's just quickly going to go and create a new case. So, and we'll say that there's an issue with a custom module that one of the users are having with ABC Inc. And so from account, we'll just type in ABC, and there's our new company. And we'll just say it's a user error type. We'll put it at a high priority because all customer service is. And we'll just hit save. And so what we're going to do is we're going to refresh our activity stream. And as you can see, this activity is now showing up on our activity stream. Now what Sally wants to do is, because she knows that Jim just signed this new customer, she wants to let Jim know immediately that there's an issue in case Jim needs to get involved. So what's really, really great about the activity stream is how you can collaborate with your other team members with just a simple @mention. So all Sally has to do to share this data with Jim and really let it get his attention is type at Jim, and she can easily just tag Jim on this message. Hi, Jim. We'll say client having custom issues. Please follow up. Thanks. And she posts that. Now what we can do is we can pop back over to Jim and see what this looks like from Jim's perspective. I'm going to log back in as Jim. And I'm looking right at Jim's activity stream, and I can see there's been a new case set up for one of my clients. And I can see right away, I have visibility into what's going on. And I can click into the actual case issue, and I can see if there's any planned activities going on to help resolve this case. If I scroll down, I can see all of the related records. If there are any tasks that maybe some of our developers or programmers that they have scheduled to take care of this issue, but it gives me all the visibility I need to then be able to maybe reach out to the client and see if there's anything more we can do, and just kind of reach out and show that great customer support. So Jim has all of this visibility, and he can access it right from his home dashboard. And so then, he can easily just respond back to Sally and just let her know, yeah, I'll follow up. So he can just @mention Sally, and Sally will pop up. Will do. Thanks for the heads up. And reply. And so now if I'm Sally, I can pop back over. And I can see the response from Jim. So he's acknowledged that he's going to reach out to the client, provide that great customer service, let them know what they need to know, and Sally and her team can work to resolve the issue. And so let's say, for example, if we come over to her open cases, again, she can see the most recent case. She has a list view of her cases. So she can click right into the case record itself. And let's see the team, they sorted out the issue, they solved the problem, they got with the client, they worked through whatever issue that the client was having. So it's very easy to just come into the case record and close it, hit save, and we can pop back over to Sally's home dashboard. You can see that the case has been removed from her open cases. She got another update here. So she's just going to message Jim and say problem solved, and let Jim know that all is well with his client. Hit reply. And so now we'll pop back over to Jim. And now Jim can see that the client he worked so hard to do business with, our case has been closed, and the customer service has done their job, and the client is taken care of. And so Jim is happy, the client's happy, and it was all made easier and more transparent using Sugar CRM. And that's all I have for you today for this demonstration. And now I just kind of wanted to open it up for any questions.
Hi, Scott. This is Jody. Looks like we have one question in the chat window. It has to do with reporting. And I believe that you just covered this, but can you show us again how managers are able to easily run reports on their down pipeline employees and their activities?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. We didn't spend a lot of time on the reporting module, but it is very, very important, and it is a really great tool offered by Sugar CRM. And so if we just click into the reports module itself, you will notice that right out of the box, you have a ton of reports. And these are all sort of designed for management to be able to closely view what's going on within their Sugar instance. So it's really going to offer them the tools that they need to A, make sure that their users are using Sugar CRM the way that it's meant to be used, and it's going to just really give them a lot of transparency. And I won't go into a whole lot of detail, but all of this is out of the box. And as you can see, there are reports for your specific accounts. So if I just hit accounts and search, it's going to show me, customer account list, or I can see customer account owners. And let's say, for example, I'll clear this search. Let's say I wanted to just see some reports on cases alone. If I pop into the cases, all of this is right out of the box. So if I wanted to look at open cases by priority by user, again, what you saw on the home dashboard was just a little graphic, but if you wanted to get more granular detail about the information that's going into this report, you can come to the actual report itself, scroll down, and you can actually see the detail. So this is very helpful. So if I wanted to see how many open cases that my users have, and I wanted to see what specific cases or the accounts that they're related to, I would just come right to this report. I could scroll through it, and I can see, user, I can see the cases, I can see the account that they're related to. So it kind of gives you a level of granularity that you're not going to get out of your home dashboard. And again, that was just one example. And what Sugar offers with their reporting, you can also create custom reports. So if I wanted to just build a report from scratch, that's also very easy to do. A rows and columns report would be sort of like an Excel spreadsheet. You're going to have your rows, you're going to have your columns, and it's just a range of data. But let's say, for example, you wanted some charts with your data. That would be a summation report with details. And again, these reports are really easy to create. And Oasis, with our implementations, we would always show our users and train our users on how to create really great, useful reports that pertain to our clients' business needs. But really good question. Anything else?
Scott, that was the only question that we have. Again, this is Jody Patterson. I'm Client Care Manager for Oasis Solutions. I want to thank Scott Spradling for the demonstration of Sugar CRM today. If you're interested in learning more about Sugar CRM or would like to schedule a personal demonstration for yourselves and your companies, please contact me directly at Oasis Solutions. My email address is jody@oasisky.com. That's jody@oasisky.com, or contact me here in the office at 502-429-6902, extension 225. Thanks again, Scott. We appreciate the demo today.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.